If you really, really want to contribute to a more beautiful world our hearts know is possible, you have to have access to that more beautiful world lived experientially.
Well, I only committed to the first one. I was just kind of navigating where that would go after that. And, life has kept taking me this direction. It is such a beautiful space, and the people that come into it are just so wonderful and so accepting and loving.
So good to see everyone. What we're really doing here is we're modeling something that's not just designed for this community here. It's designed to be a model for how we interact with the world at large. It's wrapping a whole circle around all mankind, all humankind. That while all of the world and all of the news and everything is saying these people versus these people, the healing is always bringing it in, having the conversations. And the technology of conversation is something that we're going to be focusing on like we've never focused on at any summit before.
That is what is needed right now, because we're in a crisis of meaning, a crisis of connection, and we are in a crisis of wisdom. We don't know how we should cut through all the bullshit and get to what is really important and really matters.
Man, feeling great. It's just so great to hear everyone's story and to create this synergy amongst us, to hear the stories unite into the one story. We all have so much in common. It's crazy.
And then another element of how a tribe or a community works is competition. And something came to me, and it's a phrase that I think is really valuable. And it's that competition is sacred, but comparison is profane. Competition is sacred, comparison is profane, because competition is what allows us to evolve. It's actually, in the way that I see it, it's the masculine face of evolution. It's being able to test yourself against another force of equal or greater, power and potential, and then hone and refine your craft, right? Like to understand that in that practice, you actually get to be better. It's within us. It's within our DNA. We're built that way. It's a part of the evolution of all organisms. And if we deny the impulse for competition, we're actually just kidding ourselves. And then competition shows up in its shadowy form of comparison. So the idea isn't to kick the ego out, it's just to retrain it. And retrain it that we're no longer in those dynamics where we need to compete. We can actually compete as a form of sacred play and as a form of evolution.
And the way we fight in this world will not be with swords. It'll be with our heart. And some people will cheat, some people will lie. No matter what anybody in the world comes at us. They come at fit for service, they come at me, they come at all of you. We stand together, all in for all life.
We are dancing in reverence for this land. We are dancing for everyone who could not dance like this. We're doing it for our own families, for the blood that pumps in our veins. So let's fucking go.
unbelievable. Wow. Third water, you guys fucking slay.
I'm actually kind of speechless after that. I've also never quite seen that level of energy in the crowd at any of our musical performances.
One of the things we really love to remind people of is that they are their own healers. And it's game on. It's all about giving yourself permission to feel your emotions and tap into your own intuition and open up beyond the veil.
The beautiful thing about the human experience is that there's infinite beauty and infinite pain and evil and suffering. Wherever you look, it opens, it gets bigger. So if you look for the fear, you're gonna find more fear because there's enough of it. But if you look for beauty and intimacy and trust and respect and cooperation and competition and friendship, you'll find more.
Literally on every level, it's just people who come together who are digging into every part of their life to become better.
I didn't realize how powerful it would be to finally be in a community that accepted me for me.
I've felt like my whole life I've had to go at everything alone. And then I turn to my right and I have someone offering to help me. And then I turn to my left and I have someone offering to help me. And I have big goals and I don't have to do any of it alone.
You know, here we are in Fit for Service, and we're talking about how do we show up in service to all mankind and eventually to all of the cosmos. Well, if you really, really want to save the world in a way and actually contribute to a more beautiful world our hearts know is possible, you have to have access to that more beautiful world lived experientially in your body. You have to feel it, because if the world is dead, and you're dead in the world, why not let it die? And why does it even matter? And it matters when you actually get in touch with how fucking good life is. Like, that's the motivation that actually will drive you to serve the world in the best way possible. So that's part of our obligation, is to feel that aliveness, to feel that pleasure, so that we're driven to save this world as a playground where everybody, all of our tribe, all of humankind can experience those levels of pleasure. And that's going to be the driving motivation that actually propels us forward in all of our acts and all of our actions.